My dear friend, I'd like to invite you to sit with me for a few minutes. Let the chair or cushion beneath you become a gentle support. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes for a moment. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Right here, right now, you don't need to achieve anything. You don't need to prove anything. Just breathe and allow your body to soften. There is something we often neglect: the spine. Your spine, this silent pillar, has been carrying you for decades. It bears not only your body's weight, but also your worries, your memories, your silent burdens. It bends when life becomes heavy. It stiffens when sorrow lingers. And sometimes the ache in your back is not just physical, it is your soul whispering to you. In Zen, the spine is not merely a column of bones, it is an axis of energy, a living channel that connects body and mind. When energy flows freely along this axis, the body begins to heal itself. I've seen it happen with many of my students. Some once believed their back pain, sleepless nights, or heavy fatigue were simply the price of aging. But once they learned to sit upright, to breathe consciously, to truly listen to their spine, something began to change. Have you noticed how your posture mirrors your state of mind? When we feel tired, our bodies slump. When anxiety takes hold, the shoulders rise and the neck tightens. But when peace returns, the spine naturally stands tall, the breath flows freely, and the face softens. Modern science is now confirming what Zen masters have known for centuries. Breath and posture directly influence the nervous system. When you breathe deeply along the spine, the parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for rest, repair, and healing, switches on. Just a few mindful breaths can shift you from stress into restoration. I once had a student, Margaret, in her 70s. She came to me with chronic back pain and restless nights. She had tried medicine and therapy, but still carried a sense of heaviness. When I introduced her to a simple Zen practice called Shushin Taiso, centering the soul in the spine, she was hesitant. Yet after a few weeks, she told me, "I don't just feel lighter in my back. I feel as though an invisible burden has finally been lifted." This is the gift of returning to your spine and breath. Imagine your spine as a bamboo stalk, supple, alive. With each inhale, a golden light rises from the base to the crown. With each exhale, tension melts like morning mist under the sun. You don't need to force anything. Healing comes when you allow it. And most importantly, I want you to remember, you deserve to feel light in your body. You deserve to set down the invisible burdens. You deserve to come home to yourself. That is the simple, timeless gift Zen offers us. When I was younger, I believed strength came from strong arms or swift legs. But as the years passed, I discovered something deeper. True strength lies in the spine. It is like the hub of a wheel. If the hub is weak, the whole wheel wobbles, no matter how new the tire. Think about it. When sadness weighs on you, don't you find yourself slouching forward? When anxiety grips you, your shoulders tense, your neck tightens. And when you feel calm and proud, doesn't your spine naturally rise, your breath expand, your face soften? That's why Zen masters remind us, the spine is the mirror of the mind. Years ago, I met Thomas, a veteran in his 60s, at one of my classes. His body carried scars from old battles, both physical and emotional. His spine was rigid, his gait uneven, his sleep shallow. He said to me, "I've fought many wars, but the hardest fight is with my own body." I taught him to breathe along his spine, inhaling from the base, imagining a golden light climbing each vertebra, exhaling and releasing his pain. At first, he doubted, but weeks later he told me, "I'm sleeping better. I feel lighter, as though someone has lifted a weight from my back." Thomas's story reminds us, healing does not always mean doing more. Sometimes it means releasing what we've held onto too tightly. Breath is the key that unlocks those hidden locks, and science today confirms what Zen has long known. Shallow, rapid breathing activates the sympathetic nervous system, the mode of fight or flight. Deep, conscious breathing, especially when aligned with the spine, activates the parasympathetic system, the mode of rest, repair, and healing. Every breath becomes a choice, stress or peace. Zen adds another subtle element, the spine wave. With each inhale, you gently lengthen the spine. With each exhale, you let it undulate softly, like bamboo swaying in the wind. These subtle inner movements, almost invisible to others, act as an inner massage. They rehydrate your discs, release compressed nerves, and free chronic tension. And then something remarkable happens. Energy begins to flow again. At a retreat in California, I remember a 68-year-old woman rising after practice. She said, "I feel as if an invisible hand just lifted me up." People laughed warmly, but I knew her words were true. Many students have told me the same, a strange, weightless feeling, as if they had finally put down a backpack they didn't realize they'd been carrying all their lives. The spine holds not only physical memories, but emotional ones too. Every shock, every silence, every unspoken grief gets stored here. The Zen tradition calls the spine the silent treasury of life. And the practices of breath and the spine wave are the keys to unlocking this treasury, to releasing what was kept hidden for too long. But let me be clear, this is not a magic trick. You will not erase decades of pain in one session. Healing is not about rushing, it is about returning. Returning to your body, returning to your breath, returning to your spine. A few minutes each day, repeated with patience, plants seeds of change that grow deeper over time. So please don't wait until pain forces you to listen to your back. Care for your spine now. Just as you brush your teeth daily to protect them, or eat to nourish your body, give the same devotion to the column that carries you through life. Each morning, sit tall, breathe along your spine for just 5 minutes. That small act is a seed of peace. It will grow quietly throughout your day, helping you walk lighter, speak more calmly, and face life's challenges with steadiness. And remember, don't simply take my words as truth. Try it yourself. Sit, breathe, observe. Let your own experience be the proof. Because even a single warm sensation in your back, a small sense of relief in your heart, is the body's way of saying, "Yes, I remember how to heal." There is something most people don't realize. Along our spine, that there are 3 energy locks. I often describe them as 3 ancient doors. Over the years, tension, unprocessed emotions, and long-held postural habits close these doors. And when they remain closed, energy cannot flow. We feel heavy, stiff, restless, disconnected. But when we learn to open them, energy begins to move again, and healing follows. The first door lies in the lower back. This is the place that carries the heaviest burdens. In modern life, we sit too long, carry too many responsibilities, and store too much stress here. Many of my older students tell me, "It feels like a stone pressing into my back." But in Zen, when you inhale deeply and direct awareness into your lumbar spine, you begin to turn a key. With every breath in, the door creaks open. With every exhale, the stone begins to lift. The second door is between the shoulder blades, behind the heart. This is where emotions hide. How many times have you wanted to cry but held it back? Wanted to speak but swallowed your words? Each time, this space grows tighter, heavier. Over the years, it becomes a locked chest of memory. But when you breathe into this area, imagining the air passing through the chest and out the back, it is as if a dusty window finally swings open. Light enters. One of my students, Linda, told me, "When I breathe into this spot, it feels like I'm opening a door I never knew existed." The third door is at the neck and base of the skull. This is where we clench, where the ego hides. When we worry, we grind our teeth. When we regret, we tighten our jaws. Decades of holding accumulate here. Robert, a 70-year-old man I worked with, lived with chronic stiffness in his neck. After weeks of breathing into this area and consciously releasing, he said, "It feels as though I've set down a suitcase I didn't even know I was carrying." Modern neuroscience explains this. Breathing deeply into the neck helps calm the sympathetic nervous system, the stress response, and reactivates the parasympathetic, the system of restoration. These 3 locks are not theories. They are lived experience. Anyone can feel them. I always tell my students, don't believe me. Sit down, breathe, and notice for yourself when the doors begin to open. But Zen does not stop with sitting. Life is not lived only in stillness. We walk, we move, we carry ourselves through the world. That is why Zen also teaches Kinhin, walking meditation. After your seated practice, rise slowly, keeping your spine tall. Place your feet firmly on the ground. Then begin to walk very slowly. 1 breath, 1 step. Inhale with 1 step. Exhale with the next. Heel, sole, toes. Each step is deliberate, rooted, alive. I have seen tears flow after someone's first Kinhin. Carolyn, a woman in her 60s, told me, "For the first time in years, I feel like I am truly walking. Not rushing, not running from stress, but walking with dignity, with presence, with her spine as her guide." She described it beautifully. "It feels as if my skeleton is breathing." Science supports this too. Walking meditation regulates heart rhythm, lowers blood pressure, improves balance between body and mind. But beyond science, Kinhin gives something far deeper: freedom in each step. Ask yourself, how often do you walk without being present? Perhaps your body moves, but your mind is lost in the past or anxious about the future. Kinhin calls you back to the present moment. Every conscious step becomes a small victory. Every breath, a gentle healing. So when this video ends, I invite you, don't click on the next thing right away. Instead, stand up, straighten your back, take 3 slow steps across your room. Inhale for 1, exhale for the next. Just 3 steps. Notice how it feels. That small act may be the beginning of a new freedom. Because when you walk with awareness, when your spine is alive in every step, you carry peace with you wherever you go. My dear friend, I want to invite you to pause and listen inward. After hearing me speak about breath, the spine, the 3 energy locks, and walking meditation, what do you feel? Maybe just a small sense of ease, maybe doubt, or maybe a quiet hope. Perhaps I too can begin again, and I want you to know, yes you can. You can begin right now. We often think age is the end of change, but my years of teaching students in their 50s, 60s, even their 80s, have shown me a profound truth. The body never stops longing to heal. It only asks for your presence, your patience, and your breath. Even if your knees ache, your back stiffens, or you feel life slowing down, your spine and your breath remain faithful companions, waiting for you to return. The greatest secret is this: healing doesn't come from a single practice. It comes from sacred repetition. Zen calls this planting seeds. Every breath into your spine is a seed of balance. Every mindful step is a seed of peace. With time, these seeds grow quietly into a garden of strength and serenity. A student once asked me, "How long until I feel healed?" I smiled and replied, "That is like asking a young tree, how long until you bloom? It will happen in its season if you care for it with water, light, and patience. Your body is the same. Be gentle, be steady, plant the seeds, the blossoms will come." Science may describe this as resetting the nervous system, activating the parasympathetic response, or releasing muscle tension. But you and I can call it something simpler: peace. And peace is the medicine you've been searching for all along. So I ask you now, make a decision, right here, right now. Decide that you will care for your spine, your breath, your body. Decide to give yourself permission to heal. To anchor this decision, I invite you to write in the comments, "I choose alignment." Simple words, but powerful. They remind your heart and subconscious the journey has begun. And if this message resonates with you, share this video with someone you love. You never know whose life might be lifted, whose burden might lighten, because you offered them this gift of breath and healing. Finally, if you want to continue this path with me, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell. Not for me, for yourself, because every video here is a seed, and you are the gardener who waters it with your attention. Never forget, the miracle is not out there. The miracle is within you, in your breath, in your spine, in your decision to return home. 10 minutes a day, sitting tall, breathing deeply, or walking mindfully can transform your body and soul. So sit tall, inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and smile. Because in this very moment, you are already on the path of return.